All right, so we're going to jump into something today that's probably in everyone's wallet right now.
Absolutely.
It's the age-old question, credit or debit? Which one do I reach for?
Right.
It feels simple, but
It's
maybe it's not.
there's a lot more to it, yeah.
So we're going to deep dive into that today.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe learn a thing or two along the way, right?
Careful.
Okay. So
Let's do it.
credit cards, debit cards. I mean, on the surface, credit cards.
Sure.
You're borrowing money to pay later.
Yeah.
Debit card, you're taking it right from your checking account.
That's the key difference, isn't it? Like, where is that money coming from?
Yeah.
And that has all these implications for how we think about them.
It's kind of like spending tomorrow's money today,
Exactly.
which is a dangerous game.
It can be, yeah. If you're not careful, it can lead you down that road of debt.
Right. Because if you don't pay it back, interest. Oof.
Interest, exactly. That's the thing with credit cards, right? That's that little hidden cost that can really add up over time. You buy something, you don't pay it off in full, and then all of a sudden you're paying way more for it than you expected.
And that's where the whole credit score thing comes in.
Yes. Your credit score.
It's such a mystery.
It can be, but it's super important.
Yeah, it feels like a report card.
It is. It's basically telling lenders how good you are with money. Like, can they trust you to pay back what you borrow?
So like every time I make a purchase and pay it back, it's helping my score?
That's the idea. It shows you're responsible.
Okay, so good credit score then means I'm more likely to get loans and better interest rates on those loans.
Exactly. Mortgages, car loans, even renting an apartment, it can all be affected by your credit score.
That's wild.
It really is.
Okay, but hold on. There are all these different types of credit cards too, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got your basic ones, travel rewards cards, cash back, even cards specifically for people trying to build credit.
So they're not all created equal.
Not necessarily, no. You gotta find one that fits you, your spending habits, what you're trying to achieve financially.
I feel like that's another deep dive.
It totally is. We could talk for hours about that.
We could. But let's go back to debit.
Okay, back to debit.
You were saying something about budgeting, that it's good for budgeting.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about a debit card is you're spending what you have.
Right.
So it keeps you honest, helps you stay on track, avoid overspending.
So there's no like going into debt or anything with debit, right?
Right.
Like it's essentially cash.
Yeah, you could think of it that way. Cash, but more convenient.
Cash with perks.
Exactly. So it all comes down to, I think, what kind of spender are you?
Right.
Are you good at managing your money, paying things off on time? Credit cards can be great for rewards and building credit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're more comfortable spending what you have, staying out of debt, maybe a debit card is a better fit.
That's a really good point. So as we go into the world and swipe and spend, which card are we reaching for?
Right. What makes sense for you and why?
It's a choice we make every time.
It is, yeah.
All right. That was